Hey guys, Bubba here with the BubbaNews, all in one word, all in one news. Wow, I can't believe it's Thursday night. I just can't believe that it's Friday tomorrow. This whole week has just gone by super duper fast. I don't know about you guys, but this week has just been nuts. And I was just looking up how quickly everything is starting to happen. Jesus told us that in Revelation 3:11. I am coming quickly. And the Greek wording is taku, where we get tachometer. So once these things start happening, they're going to start speeding up. So I'm going to start off tonight's video with a bunch of news again. But, a lot of this is relating to Bible prophecy. It's crazy. And this weekend could get explosive. It could get very exciting. We'll see. But let me just start off here. First, I'll start off with Lebanon. Lebanon supposedly is preparing for the United States-backed operations to dismantle Hezbollah's military infrastructure in Lebanon. Okay, if you believe this story, then I have some ski slope mountain property to sell you in Florida. Lebanon just wants the USA's money. That's all it is. The Pager Act demands, remember that, the beepers? Boom. Hezbollah people, the Pager Act demands that Lebanon cut all Hezbollah ties before getting any U.S. aid. Biden sent approximately $150 million a year to the Lebanese military who is working with these terrorists of Hezbollah. So, this will be interesting to see if the Lebanese army can do this to try to dismantle Hezbollah. But will civil war ensue? Time will tell. That's just one story. Here's another one. Earlier today, 2 hypersonic ballistic missiles were fired at Israel from Yemen. And here's the deal. Here's a piece of it right here. But a couple days ago, I mentioned the fact that the USA THAAD, the THAAD missile system, has been used, but they've kept it quiet for some reason. They've kept it really hush-hush. Well, today they announced it, but after the fact. And this is normal for the USA. Here's what they say. The American THAAD air defense system intercepted the 2 missiles fired at Israel from Yemen today. This is the 6th time the THAAD system, operated by American soldiers in Israel, there's about 100 of them, but I think they were increasing it up to 1,000. Seriously. Shoots down Iranian-made exo-atmospheric missiles launched at Israel. These remnants are just parts of the interceptor there that went up, including the rocket motor and part of the inner pedal assembly, found in the West Bank, of all things, in Judea and Samaria. These interceptor pieces were found in the West Bank. So the U.S. THAAD system was deployed to Israel in October of 2024, and they first fired an interceptor in December of 2024. So they've been using this recently, it seems like, more so with helping Israel. Even things that Israel's Arrow 3 may not be able to get. So now it appears that Israel's needing help from the United States, and the USA's they're picking up the slack. So the next one's kind of weird. Violent clashes erupted earlier tonight in Tel Aviv between the Israeli settlers and the Israeli police. These settlers are protesting against having to be mandated to go into the army. I mean, these young Jewish men are exempt from mandatory military service as they're busy with their Torah studies and other religious studies, but the IDF wants them to join. Israel wants them to join. And these young men continue to refuse, and the societal breakdown in Israel is going to continue to build up and fester. It's a boiling pot that's just waiting to blow its top. And after that video, we're going to talk about Iran. All these Jews are protesting, all these young men. They don't want to join. The next one is about the B-2 stealth bombers that have been positioned in the Diego Garcia base in the Indian Ocean. But are they protected? I don't believe that there's a THAAD missile system protecting that island. We've got between $15 billion and $25 billion in B-2 and refueling aircraft. And these could easily be taken out by Iran's cargo ships, loaded with ballistic missiles that are hiding in containers. This would not be good. can literally do this from the shipping containers. That's the crazy part. And once they get really close, they can do this with these shipping containers from their boats. I mean, that's just nuts. And there's nothing that the U.S. really has anything against that. So it'll be really interesting to watch if anything squirrely gets over this weekend, because it could get really nuts. But here's another thing. Tomorrow, Friday, is Quds Day, of all things. Whoops. Sorry about that. And this is basically Islam Day. It's Jerusalem Day. It's officially known as International Quds Day. It's an annual pro-Palestinian event held on the last Friday of Ramadan to express support for Palestinians and oppose Israel and Zionism. It takes the name from the Arabic name for Jerusalem, which is Al-Quds. So it's Al-Quds Day. The Quds Day symbolizes the Islamic struggle for justice, resistance against Israel occupation, and the unity of the Muslim world in support of Al-Quds, or Jerusalem. So the Imam came out, Sayyid Ali Khamenei today came out and said, Al-Quds Day will deliver a powerful slap in the face to the enemies of the Palestinian people. That's Israel. And the enemies of Islam worldwide in the face of this cowardly conspiracies against Palestine. Keep in mind, guys, Israel is still waiting for a response from Iran. They're still waiting on Iran's response for True Promise 3. Israel believes the score is even. Iran believes that the score is not even and that Israel attacked them first. So they need to respond. So he went on to say, and even the Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, went on to say, the era of unanswered blows is over. Unanswered blows are basically because Iran believes it's their turn to attack Israel, and that could come at any moment. The True Promise 3 from Iran could be launched at Jerusalem on Friday. It's very possible that something could happen over there on their Saturday, but it would still be our Friday, like a Friday night after the markets close. Stock market, all that stuff. I mean, there's something, brewing in Iran tonight, even. Per the telegram on Intel, Iranian Intel telegram is what it says. Iran has approximately 5,000 ballistic missiles readied in various launch areas to respond to any American attack in the short future, in the near future. Iran basically has about 1,000 long-range missiles that can target and hit Israel. And about the other 4,000 missiles out of the 5,000 can hit basically every single American military base in the entire Middle East region. This could turn into something kind of crazy town there. Saudi Arabia is currently engaged in facilitating talks between the U.S. and Iran to reach a broad settlement or a broad agreement regarding de-escalation in the Middle East. But meanwhile, Yemen is calling for the Psalm 83 war players to unite against Israel. Mr. Abdul Malik al-Houthi today said of the Houthis, the Israeli enemy is an enemy that covets your land, O Arabs, and your wealth. The Israeli enemy is greedy for Syria and even Jordan. It is now controlling the drinking water of the Jordanian people and is conspiring against Iraq and Egypt. This guy basically called out 4 of the Psalm 83 players by name. Syria. Well, Jordan's under Moab, Ammon, Moab, and Edom down there, the south. But, for them to use the conspire wording, that's the exact same wording being used in Psalm 83, verse 4. It's just wild. I mean, it's just a matter of time between, it's building up between the U.S. and Iran. It's just a matter of time. The foreign minister today said that Iran delivered its response to President Trump's letter. Remember when Trump gave them basically an ultimatum, like either you come to the table and you bargain with us for a nuclear proliferation kind of agreement, like a nuclear agreement, like the JCPOA, otherwise we're going to war. Well, it was flown there. Iran's response back to the U.S. was flown to Oman. No phone calls. This is old school communication by letter. So this is Iran's response back to the United States, and they're sending it by letter to Oman. So who knows what they're going to say in that. But it's being flown to the United States as I'm doing this video, so it'll be very interesting to see what they come up with. But an interesting analysis by Barack David earlier today said escalation now seems almost inevitable. I'm not going to read you the whole thing, but he basically says the evaluation with these Iranian willingness for indirect talks, contrary to the basic interest of both countries, without a dramatic change in President Trump's positions, including a willingness to correspond with Iranian demands regarding a future agreement, or agreeing to stop maximum pressure campaign for Iranian willingness to indirect talks with the U.S. evaluation now seems almost inevitable. So we've got the U.S. has transferred all the stealth bombs. The stealth bombers there, capable of carrying bunker buster bombs and nuclear weapons to a base down there in Diego Garcia. The Iran ambassador to Iraq said that Trump's letter to Iran included dismantling the popular mobilization forces. That wouldn't be good, because this will join Iraq into the fight with Iran. Because the popular mobilization forces, or the PMF, is basically the Iranian proxy in Iraq that is loyal to Iran. The official group of the Iraq's PMF posted a group of missiles raining down on Jerusalem here in this image. Are the Iran-backed Iraqi militias about to start targeting Israel again with drones and next rockets? Well, the United States keeps sending a bunch of weapons to Israel. This is a 747 airplane. Earlier today, it was filled with large bombs for Israel. It's very interesting because these round-trip flights are occurring more often lately. I wonder how many bunker-busting bombs are on this flight. This was earlier today. It left Dover Air Force Base loaded with U.S. military equipment and bombs, and it was heading back to the Nevatim Air Base in Israel. So we have the Hamas protesters. Sorry, guys, I'm all over the place tonight, but I'm trying to get this done in a hurry. But so we've got these Hamas protesters that are protesting. But Hamas is calling the protesters in Gaza and threatening them not to join in any Friday protests or else. So it could be that they're going to start coming after their people to disperse these protests. Hamas. So who knows what's going on, because Israel said they're not going to increase their attacks yet. So Hamas feels like they may be safe to come out of hiding and start raising grief with the protesters. But earlier tonight there was a huge attack. I'm going to segue again over to Yemen. Big time bombings, over 21 strikes. And some are reporting up to 40 strikes so far. But I think I'll get to that news here in a second. But Iran is still getting ready for an incoming attack by Israel or the United States. But Iran could be preparing to attack Israel and all the USA military bases in the entire region. The brigadier of the IRGC Navy commander today warned that this to Israel. He said, "We will turn the Red Sea into hell for the Zionists." The Islamic, the IRGC, they... between them and their besieged forces earlier today, they conducted a naval parade, is what they called it, with 3,000 vessels all across the Persian Gulf. So they were getting these guys with these little shipping boats, but had weapons, just to join in with the military. In a show of force today, they had 3,000 of them. It was kind of wild. But the IRGC Navy commander came out today and said, he said, "We will not only fight on land, we are also ready to fight at sea. The naval forces will turn the sea into hell for the Zionists and eliminate Israel from the face of the world." To me, this just screams out Psalm 83, verse 4, when they have said, "Come and let us wipe them out as a nation, that the name of Israel be remembered no more." This is basically what the Iranian guys are warning. And this just screams out Psalm 83 war prophecy that's coming up. I mean, it's like, oh my goodness. I mean, so now, since Iran's preparing for war, we can almost see a naval confrontation with the U.S. and Israel, or with Iran. I mean, oh man, I'll have to change that. I actually put that in the telegram in Israel. No, it's yeah, them and USA and Iran. But yeah, here it is. The White House. Whoops. Oh yeah, that was the Iranian dude that I should have shown for the last speech that I just gave there. My apologies. It's hard to keep up with both phones here. But yeah, the White House came out and said we've struck more than 100 Houthi targets. In Yemen, they are saying that tonight's attack in Yemen has been the most difficult since the war began. So, something big still could happen this weekend. Something crazy could pop off. Even Raphael this week, they came out and reported record growth as the Iron Beam it's getting close to deployment. They say that it's coming, that they're on track to meet their commitment to delivering the Iron Beam system by year's end, by the end of 2025. They plan on releasing it this fall officially to join the battlefield, but it might move up to officially being released in the next few months or weeks for all we know. As of now, the Iron Beam is not officially in service. Have they tested it? Oh, yeah. Are they ready for it? Yeah. They could launch it tonight if they wanted to, or tomorrow. But these are for short-term, kind of like mortars and rockets and drones within like a 6-mile radius, not like a Iron Dome, that can go out and take it out. Yeah, these things are meant for close range. We're going to get to the crazy town, but, the past couple nights we've been talking about the protests in Turkey. Well, this is real because Pikachu is seen amidst the ongoing protests in Turkey. Yes, Pikachu. So I said I'm not sure if this is a distraction being placed by Erdogan's side because of these protests going on. But either way, it's working. Whether this dude is a protester or if he's being placed there by Erdogan's guys as a distraction. Because it's keeping the people entertained so they don't really attack the police as hard as they were the past couple of nights. This is wild. And I'm going to show you a couple of videos just because I needed a break from this craziness of the wars and stuff. But when the Pikachu character flees from the police and he runs from them, then the protesters do too. This is nuts. Come on, let's get to that video. It's cute. All right, here we go. But watch this next one. Whoa, that is just truly nuts. Pikachu. This is essentially the movie Idiocracy. I mean, it's 2025. 2025 is Idiocracy. We are there now. So yeah, guys, I don't know if we're going to lead to something major this weekend. It looks like the United States is going to continue with their attacks on Yemen and the Houthis. We've got to keep an eye on Syria. We've got to keep an eye on Lebanon with everything with Hezbollah. And Hamas could still be doing what they want to do. There's still no hostages coming out. People in Israel, they're going to start wanting to protest more. And that's going to increase as well. So that's going to probably just increase tensions all around. And then as we end this month here next week and begin going into April with Nissan 1, Nissan 14, everything that's coming up on the biblical side of the calendar and everything prophetically, this is really going to get nuts. Could something crazy kick off this weekend? Yeah, most definitely. I don't even know, but I'm going to say this, and this is what I'm going to end it on, because we might just be waiting a few weeks before attacking Iran. And maybe this is just whatever. But 5 of the refueling aircraft that accompanied those stealth bombers, the B-2s, to the Diego Garcia base, Well, they left the base earlier this evening, 5 of them. And I think they had, I can't remember, but I believe they had 9, 7 or 9, something like that, refueling aircraft for these B-2 bombers. And if they had 7 and 5 left, that means they only have 2. And if they had 9 and 5 left, that means they only have 4 for 7 B-2 bombers. So, it may be that they won't be assisting the B-2 bombers anytime soon, these refuelers. It's kind of wild to me why they left, because if you're going to bring in all these bombers, you're getting ready to go to action, or so it would appear. Maybe they're needed in the Pacific arena for the time being, up there by Kim Jong-un and Mr. Crazy Boy in North Korea. Yeah. A U.S. official told Axios that the deployment of the B-2 bombers to the Diego Garcia base in the Indian Ocean is not disconnected from President Trump's 2-month deadline for Iran, signaling this is a preparation of a military contingency plan should diplomatic efforts fail. So it sounds like Trump's still going to give them until basically May 1st, possibly May 15th. I doubt it'll go that long, but it's possible, especially because with everything Trump's doing, with everything what the Arabs are doing, behind the closed doors, with the two-state solutions doing, that all sets up for that big old peace conference coming up June 2nd through the 4th. So these wars on Iran need to get going if they're going to happen, or at least it seems like some of these prophecies could have a ticking time clock. We'll see. It's just interesting times. These are really wild times, guys. So while the rhetoric is still in place, it still feels like this attack on Iran isn't imminent after all. Or could they be playing us? I don't know. But it does feel like it's, in a weird way, just horror that's Satan's using deception like Pikachu to not see what's really coming, or to, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like so many people have their heads in the sand or something, like ostriches. Seriously. You just want to smack them right up the side of the head if you could, or something, just because it feels like, guys, wake up. This is so real. These wars and stuff, this is not funny. This is serious stuff, but we have the blessed hope. We won't see a lot of this stuff, but we might. And it could get really squirrely really fast. Just like Jesus said, hold fast. I am coming quickly. Hold fast to your crowns. Revelation 3:11. And, we know Jesus is coming so very quickly, but so could these wars. They could kick off on a heartbeat. So we need to keep an eye on the next couple of days especially. But, guys, if you're not into the Word of God, and if you don't have your lives right with Christ, you've got to do it now. Because once it starts getting going, you're not going to have a chance to think. Your head will spin right off like mine will. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Thanks for listening. And Maranatha, guys. I want to talk about my friend Coffee Angel in Oklahoma. A lot of you have been praying for. And somehow the miracle has happened. And she is now cancer-free. 7 doctors were called in this morning. She almost lost her life over the weekend. They couldn't believe what they saw in the x-ray. There's no mass anywhere. There were 7 of them. They even called in the radiologist. Guys, God is still a miracle-working God. And he's not done with you. He's not done with me. We each have a mission, and we each have a ministry for the Lord Jesus Christ. We've got to finish strong. All right, that's all I have for you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.